Hello and welcome back inside the MMA War Room with Shrikar Rajendran. I'm Sam Corcoran, breaking down this UFC Apex card this weekend, June 6th, the main event, Belal Muhammad versus Gabriel Bonfim. Shrikar, people are saying that this is the greatest Apex card ever. It is definitely up there for me. I gotta admit, there are some banger fights on this one. I'm a little surprised for an Apex card. I'm pleasantly surprised, but this is an exciting card. This is a very exciting card.
Yeah, I agree with those people. I think this is the most stacked Apex card I've ever seen. There's there's a bunch of fights on here I'm excited for, but I think every fight on this card has something to offer, which you can't really say about a lot of Apex cards. So definitely excited to break down this one. Obviously, the main event, Belal Muhammad and Gabriel Bonfim. I think that's a good fight. I think it's a good main event. Definitely excited to see how it plays out over 5. It could be a sleeper fight of the night. I'll throw that in. Not going to spoil my bonus, but I think that could be a very interesting fight, and I'm excited to see how that plays out stylistically. But top to bottom, this card is awesome. Definitely excited for it.
Yeah, we can just get right into it. A lot of women's fights on the bottom, which we haven't seen in a minute. So starting out with Ketlin Souza versus Ariane Carnelesi or Carnelosi. I'll start this one off. I have Souza in this one. It's funny because Carnelosi actually has beaten Souza before. But I have Ketlin Souza getting the revenge. She's a multi-time champion, definitely a gatekeeper. Carnelosi has a high finish rate, but at the end of the day, I don't see it happening. The inactivity kind of concerns me here. And I think this is a great matchup at the end of the day and a great gatekeeper text for Ketlin Souza. But I think Carnelosi just doesn't have it yet. And I'm going to take Ketlin Souza in this one to get the revenge from her previous matchup.
Yeah, again, before I give my pick, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, turn on post notifications, follow the socials down below. Kicking off the night with a rematch, as Sam mentioned, I'm also riding with Souza to get her revenge here. Carnelosi beat her before she got into the UFC, stopped her in round 3, body work. But here's the thing. Look at Carnelosi now versus then, and you don't see much growth. She kind of peaked early. Powerful Muay Thai, jacked, walks people down, lands big shots. That's still her game. That's always been her game. Now look at Souza then versus now, completely different fighter. She's improved at a rapid rate. She's in better physical shape. Her boxing is smooth. She pressures well, cuts off the cage. And that matters at the Apex. She's got clean, straight shots, and she's just sharper, faster, more accurate than Carnelosi at this point. The Carnelosi physique, I mean, you can kind of see it in on your screen there. She literally looks like a bodybuilder, like a pro bodybuilder.
She's jacked.
Honestly, I think that's her future post-fighting, just being a bodybuilder. But inside the cage right now, Souza has her beat in almost every technical area. I don't love Carnelosi's grappling threat either. It's more physicality than technique. And Souza has solid grappling defense. You look at some of Carnelosi's recent results. Competitive split decision against Angela Hill. She's 42 and still taking people out. We just saw it last week. Then nearly loses to Piera Rodriguez before getting a late takedown, and Rodriguez had her dropped before the DQ. This is not a girl who's trending up. Souza's coming off a win in Brazil 3 months ago. She's hungry. I think this is a showcase performance. I see her wailing on Carnelosi, keeping her trapped against the cage, pinging her with shots. If we look at the odds, she is currently
she's plus 245. That's what some on DraftKings. On DraftKings, she's plus 240. Yeah, 245. Souza minus 310.
Yeah, Souza minus 305 feels right. Not wrong at all. She should be close to 3-1. If you could check on the over 2.5 for me, I think my gut says scorecards. Carnelosi's durable.
Over 2.5 is minus 250. Yeah, this one's going on the scorecards.
Yeah, maybe a knockdown into a finish if the timing is right, but I'm leaning decision. Souza W to start the night.
So in agreement on that, you'll see Chris's pick up above. He could not be here today, but he'll put his picks above. Jaisla Chavez versus Unesi Dubin. I'll go again for this one. I have Chavez in this one. Dubin got absolutely murdered in her last fight back in May. It was a head kick by who was it again? It's Carly Judice. That's who it was. Got absolutely head kicked by Carly Judice. And Jaisla Chavez, funny enough, a former ring girl. So someone who was in the ring mid-round, now she's in the ring for the rounds. I think it's interesting. at the end of the day, she's a Muay Thai striker, another regional champ, kind of like Ketlin Souza, undefeated at this point. I believe this is her UFC debut as well. So I'm really excited to see what she does, but I think she gets the win here.
Two Contender Series winners, very different performances. I'm going Chavez as well. But let me explain the Dubin side first because it's worth talking about. That knockout of Shannon Clark on Contender Series, one of the sickest women's MMA knockouts ever. Massive underdog, first round, brutal. But then she debuts in the UFC and you see the cracks. Head movement lacking, overly volume-based, throwing wild and getting head kick KO'd. Now it's been a year. She's 29, should be physically primed. Is she better? Tough to say. Chavez on the other side, I actually don't think she beat Sofia Montenegro. That was a dogfight, and both girls deserve to get signed. But here's where I'm comparing. Montenegro is a sharper, more polished kickboxer than Dubin, and Chavez was competitive with her. I also think we might be overrating Dubin's power a little. Shannon Clark stands stiff, no head movement, throws on the center line, not exactly a live crash test dummy, whereas Chavez has hands, rips the body with a nasty left hook. She's athletic, Muay Thai background, more craft to how she fights. But right now, 4-1 odds on Chavez. I don't know. 4-1 against someone who has a legit puncher's chance, as good as Chavez is as a prospect, I don't agree with that. That feels too wide. If Dubin pulls it off, it's a coming out party, but I still think Chavez is faster and edges this one out. Wild fight, hard to call method. Maybe she grinds it to a decision. Maybe she finds a finish late. Going Chavez minus 395.
Yeah, she's a heavy favorite in this one, and I think we're both picking her. Next one's a little closer. It's on the men's side this time. Joanderson Brito, the minus 200 favorite against Jordan Levitt. Shrikar, I'll you start this one off. Who are you picking?
Brito wins this. I know Levitt's riding high off the Yadier Del Valle win, but let's be real. Del Valle was comfortable sitting on the bottom, and Levitt didn't do damage. Del Valle is also far less proven than Brito. Yes, Brito got blanket controlled by Pat Sabatini, but Sabatini is a physical freak and a different level grappler than Levitt. Levitt's not blowing anyone away athletically. He body locks, drags people down, outmuscles them. I don't see him doing that to Brito for 15 minutes. And the striking, Brito's better. Muay Thai, overhand shots, leg kicks. He does real damage when he lands. Levitt's stand-up is awkward and functional, not dangerous. What I really like for Brito here is the submission threat. That ninja choke, the guillotine. He got it against Jonathan Pierce, who was pressure wrestling him. If Levitt's shooting and diving in, that neck could definitely be available. Brito sub is very live in this fight. Minus 205. I think that's pretty much about where he should be. Going Brito, probably by submission.
So it's interesting you say that. I think at the end of the day, I think the more well-rounded fighter is Brito, and that's why he's the favorite. Joanderson Brito has struggled against grapplers in his past, though. His three losses in the UFC are to Bill Algeo, grappler, William Gomes, grappler, Pat Sabatini, grappler. And Jordan Levitt's in that category. That's why I'm taking the underdog in Jordan Levitt.
William Gomes is not a grappler.
I guess, yeah.
William Gomes is a kickboxer.
Yeah, no, he's a kickboxer. My bad. Anyways, I was just going Sabatini.
I get the Sabatini comp.
Yeah, Sabatini. That's one I think he really did struggle with. I have not seen him from grapplers. If I look at that Gomes fight too, what was that? That was in Paris.
It was a split decision that I'd argue Brito probably should have won because it was in Paris and they kind of just gave it to Gomes, the French fighter.
They did. At the end of the day, I think nonetheless, I think you got to. I like Jordan Levitt in this fight. I just think the grappling ability. I understand like his fights have not been great recently. Del Valle, it was like I don't think that was a great fight for him, but I think Brito's a good matchup for him to kind of turn it around. So that's why I'm going Jordan Levitt in this one. I think getting a grappler would be fine.
He beat Del Valle.
That's what I'm saying. It was he beat Del Valle, but he kind of just sat there, or Del Valle kind of just sat there, is what you were saying.
Yeah,
I was agreeing with you on that
yeah,
point.
yeah, for sure.
But I think Jordan Levitt, at the end of the day, I think he can get it done against Brito. I don't love this matchup for Brito, and that's why I'm picking Jordan Levitt. Gomes, looking back at that fight too, Gomes, it definitely was on the feet for the most part. I remember this fight now. Gomes won, but I thought Brito did win that fight. At the end of the day, though, I still think that the grappling wasn't great. So
yeah, I guess that's where we're gonna have to disagree, because I feel like when we compare it to the Sabatini fight, I just don't think Jordan Levitt is Pat Sabatini, but we'll see. We'll see.
He's no Pat Sabatini, but I just think the grappling. I'm curious to see how this one goes. This one I'm also curious to see. I'll start with this one because the odds to me on this one are absolutely ridiculous. Cachoeira is a plus 102. It's basically even. Plus 102 underdog taking on Chelsea Chandler. I don't understand how those odds are like that. I'm taking Cachoeira. I think Chelsea Chandler is one of the worst fighters on the women's MMA roster. And the fact that she's a favorite of this one, I think, says a lot against Cachoeira, who's had some wins in the UFC. I know she hasn't been great recently. If I look at her most recent fights, let me pull it up real quick. If I search Cachoeira, she fought fairly recent, I remember, and it wasn't great. She got knocked out by Edwards. She's lost 4 of the last 5. Yeah, but again, to top contenders at the end of the day, Miranda Maverick, Jasmine Jasnavicius, Jocelyn Edwards. Yeah, she's falling down a lot, but at the end of the day, she has that experience against Chelsea and going against Chelsea Chandler, who has not much, a 6-4 record. I just don't know if I can trust that. I feel like this is almost a layup for Cachoeira, so I'm curious to see how it goes. But give me Cachoeira. I think that plus 102 odds is a gimme. The plus odds, whatever it may be, is a gimme.
Look, I've been burned by Cachoeira before. And I know if you guys are watching this, you probably have as well. Yeah. But yeah, I will also go back to that well. And here's why. Chandler doesn't have great finishing ability on the feet. Her grappling has some chops, but I'm not confident she dominates Cachoeira on the mat. And I mean, have you seen Chandler lately? She lost a ton of body fat. Looks completely different. She does not look the same. I don't want to say less aura, because I feel like that's kind of mean. But I do think she could lose some of her durability because she lost that fat. She got hit with one big shot from Jocelyn Edwards and went down hard. One shot. And Edwards is elite, definitely, but still. Here's the thing. Her better UFC performances came when she missed weight. The Nunes fight at 137. The Santos fight at 141. She came in on weight against Edwards and got flatlined. That pattern concerns me. Cachoeira, on the other hand, she's been active and she has knockout power in both hands. Obviously, she has that patented shovel uppercut. I think that's going to come into play in this fight as well. Chandler tends to come in with her head ducking forward, and that uppercut is perfect counter for that style. Plus 100 for Cachoeira. I will take it. Going Cachoeira, first round KO. I think this ends early. And I think this ends violently.
Interesting. I like that. Bruno Silva, Edgar Chairez. Ricardo, you start with this one.
I'm very, very excited for this fight.
Me too.
I like Bruno Silva here, and it kind of pains me because I've been a Chairez guy. Like, I like Edgar Chairez a lot, but we do have to be honest about his resume. Daniel Lacerda, CJ Vergara, Felipe Bunez on a split decision where he honestly could have lost. These are not impressive scraps. Chairez has some holes. Entry gets sloppy, not the best head movement, spins a lot. His fight IQ is very bad at times. He has a nasty guillotine, definitely, but Bruno Silva, this man, when he fought Manel Kopp and Joshua Van, two of the fastest, most dangerous strikers in the flyweight division, regardless, and then he beats a highly touted prospect in Hyun-Sung Park. He still got it at 36 years old. Silva's karate kickboxing style. He trained with Henry Cejudo at Fight Ready. Good accuracy, clean combos, can explode into shots, mixes in the wrestling. he's fought more elite competition, and I think he just outworks Shirez over 3 rounds. Decision, Bruno Silva. It's going to be a banger of a fight. This is going to be a scrap. I think minus 135 feels right for Bruno Silva here.
Yeah, this is going to be my fight of the night prediction right here.
Okay.
I'm also going with Bruno Silva, but I will say I felt a little conflicted on this one. The reason I'm picking Bruno Silva is more the resume, kind of like you said, Shrikar. Shirez does not have the resume that screams top 15 fighter, and Silva is more of a gatekeeper. I feel like at this point in his career, he's top 15 right now, and he's getting a guy who, look at those measurables. Shirez's measurables are significantly bigger and better than Bruno Silva's. It's the resume that really does it for me at the end of the day. I'm curious to see if Shirez wins this fight, it's because he has the size to do it. I'm not 100% sure it's going to be because of the talent. I think it's going to be a decision win if Shirez wins. I'm going to go Bruno Silva. I'm going to take him by decision as well. And I just think I'm taking the overall better fighter in this one, not really looking at the measurables. But if measurables are going to play a factor, I think Shirez can win this one by decision. So that's what I got for this one.
I'm with it.
This one right here is for me, it's a gimme. I'll start with this one. It's going to be Marcus McGee, I feel like. Shrika, you were surprised. You're surprised.
I don't think this is a gimme.
Really? Okay, let's hear it from you. Let's hear it from you.
Short notice fill-in for Giannis, stepping in for Jakub Viklach, which also would have been a banger fight. I think this is another fight that I'm super excited for. I think this is going to be a scrap. And I like McGee to get the W here, but I want to give Giannis some real credit because he's underrated. He's super underrated. Giannis has heavy hands.
Clearly underrated right now, too.
Yeah, I mean, heavy hands, fast leg kicks, big overhand shots, walks you down with confidence. That is a real fighter, and he's coming off a knockout win. Not just a fighter, someone with a puncher's chance for sure. But McGee is lightning fast. Southpaw, sick close-range combos. Fought the current world champion in Petr Yan in his last UFC appearance and went 3 hard rounds.
Wasn't bad.
Yeah, I mean, there's no quitting this man. And that southpaw stance could take away Giannis's combo where he likes the right hand and the low kick. I think if he fights a southpaw, that kind of neutralizes that. And that's Giannis's best weapons. But the one thing in the back of my mind, McGee is 36. He just, lost to a world champion. You wonder if there is a mental weight to that, especially the fact that he got dominated in those last 2 rounds by Petr. He got the first, but is there that sense that, damn, maybe the window's closing? These guys are human, so that does cross my mind. But skill set wise, McGee should have to level up. Minus 500 is too wide. Way too wide. I think McGee should be minus 200. Giannis is way too good to be a huge dog like this. So I'm going McGee on the scorecards, but genuinely, I would not be shocked if Giannis pushed him hard. I think this is the dark horse fight of the night. It's not going to be my official pick for fight of the night, but I think this is going to be an absolute war. I think Giannis is really going to bring it to Marcus McGee. And if you do want to sprinkle on Giannis, plus 380 is really, really good odds for him. Like, I think it's definitely worth a sprinkle. But McGee is going to be the pick.
Yeah, I'm going McGee too. I'm not as worried about age as I think you are, Shrikar. Because I thought what I saw last time Marcus McGee fought, he looked fantastic. They gave him a big step up, and I know he lost the fight. It's against Petr Yan at the end of the day, the world champion. I think the fact that McGee looked really good when everyone counted him out says a lot, and that's why I feel pretty confident why he's going to win this fight. I just think he's better than you're going from Petr Yan to John Giannis. I find it a little interesting. And I think McGee gets this one. I think it will be a decision, but I think at the end of the day, McGee's going to win this one comfortably by decision.
We'll see. So, I think it's going to be closer than people are making it out to be, but who knows?
Understandable. And I believe this is the feature prelim right here. Matt Schnell versus Alessandro Acosta. Shrikar, you want to start this one?
Yeah, so Acosta steps in short notice for Imanol Rodriguez, and I think he absolutely clears here. This is basically a layup. Schnell came out of retirement, beats Jimmy Flick in a competitive fight where he was actually losing the grappling at points, then beats Joseph Morales right after. Now he's in here against a legit, or sorry, he lost to Joseph Morales, and now he's in here against a legit talented guy in Costa, who's got 6 KOs and 6 submissions, crafty stand up, heavy low kicks, strong wrestling, strong jiu-jitsu. Costa at 30 is physically prime. So Schnell at 36 has taken a lot of damage over the years. He is 1-4 in his last 5, with the 1 win being Flick. Yeah, it adds up, man. It just adds up. So I think Costa clubs him on the feet and then finds the submission. He is a 7-1 favorite. Yep, 7-1 favorite. And I think that's about right. Costa finish, probably round 1. I could use a performance bonus here. I'm gonna see if there's anywhere else where I want to use it, but I might just use it here. I think Costa gets it done pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm going Costa too. This could be, I think I will use a performance bonus on this. I just think miles better than Matt Schnell. He looks great. He's a heavy favorite in this one. You got to just take that at the end of the day.
So interesting. This is a main card fight as of right now. ESPN just has it listed as a prelim.
Oh, interesting.
This is the 5th fight on the main card. Mm-hmm.
Let me look. I could have sworn it was Iwo and Junior Tafa for the main event. Or not main event, excuse me.
No, McGee and Giannis is the featured prelim.
Okay. Let me see.
According to Marcel, and I trust Marcel with any of this stuff. So
UFC events. It's a small card, so I wouldn't be shocked. No, it is a prelim. This is the feature prelim on the UFC website.
Right, I'm gonna trust Marcel. So it's on the main card if you want to take it from me, but if you want to take it from the UFC website, is also horrible as it is. So
it is bad. It is bad.
Either way, I'm giving Costa a performance bonus.
All right, valid. Not whatever it be. So whether it's the feature prelim or the main card opener, we'll see. And this could be the main card opener to this next one. Iwo Baraneski. Are you frozen or are you scrolling up? Shrikar.
Hello?
You got me?
I've been here.
Are you? I was wondering if are you scrolling on the page?
Oh, sorry. I didn't know whether you wanted to move on or not. I wasn't listening to you. All right,
oh, sorry. I was in the middle of moving. I was like, speaking of the main. Sorry, my bad. All right.
Anyway, sorry, I got a text and I was looking at the text and I didn't hear you. But my bad. Yeah.
Speaking of someone who I always don't think is locked in is Junior Tafa, and I know you guys want to hear my thoughts. You'll have to wait because I'm gonna let Shrikar go first on this one.
Nah, you set yourself up. Go.
All right, fine. Look, Junior Tafa, congratulations on winning your last fight. Short notice against Iwo Baranuski is a recipe for disaster. I will tell you that right now. Look, Iwo's 8-0. He's moving his way up. He's not there yet. But Junior Tafa, short notice. This should be a layup for Iwo Baranuski at the end of the day. Clearly, Junior Tafa will not get cut because he won his last fight and the UFC signed him on for more. But this is a layup for Baranuski. I'm giving him by knockout easily. He's going to do this pretty quickly, I think.
That's it? Nothing else?
That's it.
Wow. We had a longer talk about Junior Tafa and Kevin Christian. Baranevsky finished.
Well, I can't. Here's the thing. I would say more. I can't wish for Junior Tafa to be cut anymore because the UFC just extended him. So there's nothing I can say. There's nothing really I can say. Nothing I can do.
Yeah, this is another.
I'm just wishing Junior Tafa the best in his UFC fights. Do I think he's going to win them? Absolutely not. But I'm going Iwo Baranuski in this one.
Yeah, this is another fight that I'm excited for, along with Matt Schnell and Alessandro Costa, because I'm very excited to see Costa. But Baranevsky by finish. But here's an interesting wrinkle. He has a judo background. He's never really shown in the UFC. He talks about it and then just knocks everyone out in the first round. This might be the matchup where he actually shows it, because Tafa's grappling is horrendous. Once you get him down multiple times, he doesn't offer much from bottom. And Tafa's the kind of guy where, yeah, don't just slug with him because he can put anyone on the canvas. But Baranevsky is the best prospect in the UFC light heavyweight division right now, full stop. He can win this fight however he wants. Does he want to knock Tafa out and make a statement? Absolutely possible. He's got the precision to do it. Does he want to showcase the judo? take Tafa down, submit him. Also very live. He opened as a plus 220 underdog.
Yes, that was I forgot about that part. Jeez, man. We talked about this last week.
And now he is a minus 380 favorite. That opening line was a gift. That was Christmas in June. So if you managed to get the opening line and you got Evo at plus 220,
congratulations.
Congrats. I mean, that's like the lottery here. Going Baraniewski, round 1 finish, whatever way he feels like doing it.
I completely forgot about that. The line opening at that rate. That was crazy.
That is insane. I think that's the worst opening line of the year, easily.
Oh, easily, without a doubt. Bryce Mitchell taking on Santiago Luna. This is an interesting one. And it's a fun one. I think this is going to be a really fun one. Shrikar, I'll let you go first for this one. But what do you have?
Luna is a bad matchup for Thug Nasty. A really bad matchup. And this was already a hard fight with Victor Henry. Now you're replacing Henry with an 8-0 Mexican prospect who's 21 years old and has missiles in his hands. Mitchell's whole game is taking people down, controlling positions, smothering them with jiu-jitsu. Luna's wrestling defense is the foundation of his game. He's a high-level wrestler himself. I don't feel confident Mitchell lands consistent takedowns here. And on the feet, Luna's hands are significantly better than Mitchell's. Bryce's striking is functional. It looks okay because the threat of the takedown is always there. Take that away and you've got a real problem. Luna throws bombs, pressures with combos, always hunting the finish. That Angel Pacheco fight, people want to say Pacheco is a bum, but he is one of the most durable guys in MMA. Iron chin. Luna had him busted up and got 3 hard rounds in. That's huge for a prospect who's been all finishes. He got cage time. He's ready. Mitchell is, going down to 135, which he's been cutting to for a while now, to 145. Luna, 21 years old, speed, power, wrestling pedigree. This is a horrible stylistic matchup for Bryce. I'm going Luna by knockout. He opened at plus 210. Now he's near even money. He's plus 120 now. So people are throwing on Luna. That line is closing. I would take him at plus 120. I think this is really good odds on Santiago Luna. And I'm going to take him by KO.
Interesting. I think if Luna does win this fight, he is going to do it by knockout. And for the record, Bryce Mitchell's striking is definitely a bit iffy. He's more of a grappler. Luna has showed in the past he can handle grapplers, but nothing serious, I do think this will be his breakout because I think that knockout power will get to Bryce. Bryce has shown to be a little chinny in the past. Is looking at you, Josh Emmett. But that's where I think I lean Santiago Luna. It's this one I've been going back and forth on. But I think that knockout power just does it for me. I'm going Santiago Luna. I do think it's not the best matchup for Bryce Mitchell. But at the end of the day, I'm going to lean Luna right now, and I think he would get it done by knockout. It's either going to be Luna by knockout or Mitchell by decision. We'll leave it at that.
It's going to be both of us going with the dog. Both of us going with the dog.
Yeah. This one right here, heavy favorite for Ziam taking on Tom Nolan. I got to go Ziam for this one. He's just so well-rounded at the end of the day. I know Tom Nolan has some momentum, but Fares Ziam just has all the momentum in the world going for him. I think he carries that on. I don't think Tom Nolan is the guy to stop that momentum. I think if someone were to stop the momentum, it would be someone who is way up in the rankings, not a Tom Nolan. So give me Fares Ziam. I think he does it. I'm going to say by I'm going to go by a knockout. I think this fight will go close to this distance, and the odds on that, if I look right now, are over 1.5 rounds is minus 210. Over 2.5 minus 135. I think he finishes. I think under 2.5 rounds is honestly a safe bet. Fighting going the distance is split even. So I think I'm going to go early round 3 knockout for Fares Ziam right here.
I'm really excited for this fight as well. Fares Ziam has evolved into a genuine dark horse at lightweight, and I love this pick. I'm taking Ziam. He's not just a point fighter anymore. He's meaner. Nasty close range knees, elbows, heavy leg kicks, surgical distance striking, good footwork, and he's developed a real ground game too. He checks almost every box at 29 in his prime. Nolan's impressive for where he is in his career. 26, 10-1, that 6'2" frame and long reach, 4-fight win streak, but the competition gap is massive. Charlie Campbell is not far as Ziam. And Nolan still has some of that stuff where, he doesn't have the defense. He's very stiff, head movement still developing. He gets touched. I'm going Ziam by KO. I'm going to give out my second performance bonus here. I gave the first one to Costa. Yeah, second one will go to Ziam. Minus 300. I like the finish. If you could check on the under 2.5, I think that's live too.
Yeah, under 2.5 it's plus 115.
Oh, I like that a lot. I like it. I like the under 2.5.
Sorry, under 2. Yeah, plus 115.
Ziam's precision is going to be a real problem for Nolan's chin. Going Ziam, this is going to be a highlight reel moment for him, and I think he gets it done pretty easily.
Love that. Love that. Co-main event. This is a fight I feel like we have talked about a lot on this channel, or maybe just in side conversations, because
definitely side combos. We haven't really talked about it on the channel.
I guess one of the world is Edmen Shahbazyan fighting Brendan Allen, the number 4 contender in the world. That's crazy to me. If Shahbazyan wins, he's the number 4 contender. That's going to be insane. Shahbazyan's good. Excuse me. Shahbazyan's good. Don't get me wrong. But Brendan Allen's the number 4 contender in the world for a reason. He just beat Reinier de Ridder. He's looking fantastic. I don't really see a way where Shahbazyan wins this fight at the end of the day. Well, I'm sorry, I do. Look, the better stand-up fighter is Shahbazyan at the end of the day, and I think that's where it could come to mind. But Brendan Allen has been facing top 10 guys for ages at this point, and his grappling is so beyond levels far above Shahbazyan. So I think he's going to get it done by sub. Congrats to Shahbazyan for taking this fight and getting this opportunity, but it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm going Brendan Allen, and this one I feel good about. Shahbazyan has some of the nastiest kicks in middleweight division. The body kicks are beautiful. That Brad Tavares high kick years ago was nasty. His distance management is solid. Real technical kickboxer. He can hurt Allen on the feet, but here's the issue. I'm not confident he can stop Brendan Allen's grappling. And once this hits the ground, it's a completely different sport. Allen is elite. Shahbazyan is not a ground guy. I also think the takedown threat limits Shahbazyan's kick output, which opens things up for Allen to put him on his back foot and mix in shots over the top. Allen's no slouch on the feet either. Not as slick, but capable. The losses for Allen, Fluffy Hernandez in a competitive grappling war, gets outboxed by Imavov. Chris Curtis split decision. Curtis knocked him out before. Strickland knocked him out before. Shahbazyan is none of those men. Different style entirely. Shahbazyan is a range kickboxer, not a forward pressure boxer. Shahbazyan's recent wins, Andre Muniz is a grappler who's well past his peak and barely competed in the stand-up. Dylan Budka KO is great, but Budka's developing. AJ Dobson's submission was nice, but Brendan Allen is, again, the number 4 ranked contender. I'd say top 6, 7 middleweight in the world. I wouldn't have him as high as 4, but Allen by submission, gets it to the ground, controls position. Shahbazyan makes a mistake. Allen's on that neck. Simple as that. Is it still minus 210? Yes, it is. It's minus 220. That feels right. I'm going Allen to push to 3 in a row.
Yeah, I feel confident in this one. Like I said, I think Brendan Allen gets it done. The line is a lot closer than you think for whatever reason, but I think Brendan Allen's going to win this pretty easily. And then this fight right here. This is a great fight for both of these fighters. This is exactly kind of like right in the right range that you want.
This is good matchmaking.
This is great matchmaking. Bonfim's right. This is also great for a Apex main event card. We'll start with Gabriel, or we'll start with Belal Muhammad. Obviously, former champion. Has not looked great at all in his last few fights. Jack Della Maddalena dominated him. And Ian Gary dominated him too. two pretty dominant fights. Meanwhile, Bonfim on a 4-fight winning streak. He beat Randy Brown back in November. Here's my thing with Bonfim, though. The guys he has fought in the rankings in the UFC have not been like the highest ranked guys. Randy Brown's kind of a gatekeeper. Stephen Thompson was a close fight too. A lot of people thought they got that wrong too. But he was ranked, but that was one of his last fights of his career. Now going from that to Belal Muhammad, it's a good step up. Belal Muhammad's a former champ, and I think people are not remembering that. People are not remembering the name. So I had to get that one in. I think Belal Muhammad gets this done. I think it's going to go to decision. I think it's going to be it's not going to be a 50-45 decision, but it's going to be it's not going to be a debate as to who won. We'll put it that way. It'll be a unanimous decision, maybe like a 49-46. Bonfim can definitely get around, but I feel like I feel pretty confident that Belal will win this. He is also an underdog right now, no, sorry, he's not an underdog. I was looking at the wrong person. He's the favorite, but very, very slim. If I look at the odds,
it's a pick 'em. He's minus 122.
Yeah. Fight to go the distance is minus 105. I think it's on some sites it's plus odds. FanDuel it's plus odds right now. I think that's a great bet right there. I think this fight, I don't really see this fight not going the distance. I think Belal Muhammad gets it done. Even if Bonfim was, I think this fight would go the distance. He hasn't really done. He is a grappler, so it's gonna be on the ground for the most part. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm picking Belal Muhammad by decision, and honestly, I could see a round 4 or 5 TKO for Belal here. I really could. Crazy. I've seen some really insane takes about this fight on YouTube, on Twitter. People really think Belal is just going to die in this fight. I completely disagree. Yeah. Gabriel Bonfim is one of the most overrated, overpushed UFC welterweights I've ever seen. Ever. And Belal Muhammad is being extremely underrated. This is a guy who dominated Leon Edwards for 4 rounds. Had a close fight with JDM, had a close fight with Ian Gary. I just do not understand the disrespect being put on this guy's name right now. I guess if you want to break down, Belal has a massive advantage. He is the better wrestler. If he wants to mix in takedowns, he can. He has high output. He pressures extremely well. He has a big cardio advantage over Bonfim. We've seen Belal defend grappling from Damian Maia, Gilbert Burns, Ian Gary, Leon Edwards, all solid grapplers. He can handle it. And does anyone actually think Bonfim is levels above Belal as a striker? I really just don't believe that at all. I think Bonfim would be shooting for his life against Ian Gary and JDM. You know?
Yeah.
Belal can pressure him and use the threat of the takedown to open up his striking. I've mentioned that a few times in this video, but it's going to come true here. He's going to shoot at least 9, 10, 11 takedowns in this fight. And every single one of those is a situation where Bonfim has to work. And if he jumps a submission, he ends up on the bottom with Belal on top of him. That is Belal's natural habitat. And this is the apex. Belal in the apex historically is just really good. You look up that Luque fight, you look at the Wonder Boy fight. I'm not saying like that's going to be part of the breakdown, but I mean, historically, he does really well in the apex. And Bonfim's calf kicks, which opened up that KO against Randy Brown, are just not going to be there against Belal. If you're throwing calf kick Belal, you're probably getting shot on. He keeps his head on the inside. It's going to be very hard to submit him on a bad shot. On the feet, Bonfim is upright, hands up high. He's going to be open to those fake entries, the body shots, the jab to the body to set up the right. We've seen that right hand catch Leon Edwards. Ian Gary had to move around it. JDM had to constantly circle off the cage. I don't think Bonfim is as slick a striker as those guys. I feel like the first round might go to Bonfim, maybe even the second, but as the fight goes on, the tide turns. And that's why I'm going to say this is fight of the night. I think this could be a really, it could be like one of those back and forth ones that goes 5. Belal lands the body kick,
like that.
Mixes in takedown attempts, gets Bonfim against the cage, takes him down, forces him to work, threatens submissions, and Belal scrambles out on top. Bonfim slows down. Belal pushes the pace. Calling it Belal Muhammad by unanimous decision. This is literally just what he does. I think he's going to outwork Bonfim, get back on track. And yeah, I think this is going to be the fight of the night. Very bold take, considering the amount and the quality of fights on this card, but I'm going to say our main event and our only 5-rounder is going to be the best one.
Yeah, I like that too. I think Fight of the Night is definitely plausible for this. So, arguably the greatest Apex card ever. Leave us a comment to let us know your thoughts on this card, how you like it, who you got winning. Make sure to give us a follow on all our socials. Hit that subscribe, hit that like button. We'll be back for a recap hopefully, and then the next week UFC White House, one of the biggest cards of all time. We'll be there to preview that, recap that.
We are very excited for that.
Yeah,
we are very excited for the White House card.
So, with Street Card General, I'm Sam Corcoran. Chris Shore, you saw his picks up top. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.